now.
So
man.
you tell me why? How's Trump win? How does he win? Could he win?
I believe that Trump will win solely on the fact that he has money. The second thing is they want a billionaire. They want billionaire fucking presidents, and on top of that, this bailout shit, this $2 trillion bailout stuff was the wall that he'd been wanting to do for $6 billion. They didn't let him do this wall for $6 billion, so now he decides to do $2 trillion in bailout. Okay, and we're all gonna love him because let me tell you something. I'm dying for my stimulus check, and a lot of other people are waiting for their stimulus check. And when they get their stimulus check of $1,200, they want the other one for $10,000.
How come can Biden beat him? Biden can't beat him, right? Biden's got billionaires in his pocket, though.
Biden got billionaires in his pocket. Biden is for those people who I have to worry about more, for people with colored skin like me.
Right.
But Biden.
You think Biden's looking more out for colored people? People with skin like you?
Well, but you know.
I say colored people.
Yeah, colored people. But you know what? But Biden, here's the thing with Biden. Biden is.
Panders.
Sometimes when he does, yes, he panders, and when he does it, sometimes
he says black people vote for me, I'm for you, and then he gets elected and he turns to the donors and says, how can I help you?
And I don't know what he plans to do because he's got. I mean, Obama will be back in business with him, you know, and
right.
Maybe Obama can do some things that Obama and him could do things that were not done before, you know, and correct some wrongs that they did. But every president
don't you think they play on the same team, like Trump and Biden and all the, you know, Nancy Pelosi's no different than like a Mitch McConnell.
I don't think no one is different when it comes to that game of presidency. Okay, presidency is a game. Okay, and it's the person who wins, man. You know, their dick is gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
Plain and simple. Okay?
The winner wins.
And they all feel it, and they all feel the same way.
Yeah.
Shit.
So what do you think's gonna happen in New York, man? It's surreal right now. It's like everybody looks like they're zombies, right? They're walking around with their scary masks on.
Yeah, man. Listen, I'm surprised that people didn't get. I'm surprised
they didn't kill each other yet.
Because
who didn't get involved?
I can't tell what your fucking face looks like with the fucking mask.
Yeah. I don't know if you're angry at me or you're gonna beat the shit out of me. Right? I don't know if you want to, if you're smiling at me or you're going to beat the shit out of me, right?
You don't. You're just hoping that, you know what? You're in the same pandemic feel as I am. You're feeling pandemic.
Right. And you see a woman, right? She's got the shit on you. You imagine you fill in the gaps. It's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Right? And then you sit.
It's true. It's very.
And you're walking down the street and you're like, oh my God.
It's very
fucked up,
true,
right?
man. And it's just, man. Listen, we just the thing we have to worry about is the little people, and the little people, man. They're suffering. They're suffering because we are suffering. We are suffering, man.
But the billionaires got out of that $4 trillion, they got 80% of it, and they cut maybe less than 20% for the little people. As if that shit isn't fair. That's 1% taking all the money.
It's not a lot. It just feels like a lot. It just feels like it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It feels.
What do you mean? It feels like a lot of money? I don't understand what you're saying.
People that listen. People are looking forward to the $1,200 stimulus.
A lot of people got it already.
And a lot of people
got it.
Okay, and when you got it, how'd you feel?
I felt like that's a good question. I felt like I received a bribe. I felt like I received.
You received a bribe.
I felt like it was a bribe to shut up for a while, and I did shut up for a while.
And obviously, you felt like you got a bribe because it was enough.
Right. It was for a little while.
Now they're signing
another one.
You're supposed to get another one. Yeah,
they're
you're
doing
supposed to
another
get another one.
Yeah, they had no.
Dylan,
Yeah, I'm stacking those chips.
huh?
US government.
Yeah, listen.
Finally,
But,
my taxpayers are at work.
listen, but what? You think you ain't giving that money back?
Nah, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
You'll be giving
Can I
that
bring
money
it?
back.
Can I bring you to the frame?
Yeah,
so,
You'll be giving
so it's
that
Dylan.
money
What's up,
back.
Dylan? What are
What's
you riding
up,
on a
man?
bike? You got a fucking $800 bike. Why don't you?
It's 1,500.
right.
A $1,500 bike. You're riding a $1,500 bike.
Speaker.
You got $225 shoes.
Nah. These are cheap.
I know.
I didn't spend a lot on the shoes. Those are just to get around.
So you're hating Trump? Is that what, I was listening to
He
these.
doesn't hate Trump.
I was listening to these two guys,
I like Trump.
and I pushed into their conversation. I didn't, and it's
Trump's a New York gangster, and I like him.
He's a New York gangster.
I like New
he's
York
got.
gangster.
What about Fauci? Did you hear Fauci speak today? He sounds like a Brooklyn gangster.
I didn't hear what he said, so I'm not going to make a statement on that.
And
But
I wanted
Fauci's involved with
Bloomberg-
some very strong
I
people,
wanted
you know, and I don't like that.
Bloomberg to become president.
Why Bloomberg?
Because if you're gonna have billionaire presidents, let's have somebody who really worked on the streets of New York and did New York. He bought like.
Yeah, but he
those,
made
what
it gay.
are
He
the-
made
what
it. He made it ritzy and gay, and gave us bike paths and shit.
Yeah, ritzy and
Didn't it? I like
gay,
that part.
Ritzy and gay, but I kind of like it. I love the cleanliness of New York. I love the fact that certain streets are closed off.
What about the air? You can. Isn't it odd? You don't smell gas. You don't smell fumes right now, right?
No, I don't.
It's
I
nice,
didn't
isn't
really
it?
smell fumes before either, but
Well, how come you're not wearing a mask? Aren't you afraid to die like everybody else?
oh fuck, shit, man, give me a.
You think it's a hoax? Do you think it's a
Sometimes
hoax?
I feel like I'm suffocating with the damn mask on my.
Do you think it's a hoax?
You know,
Do you
Is
think
it
it's
a
a
hoax?
hoax?
No,
Do you think
not
they set it
really.
up in a laboratory and let it go?
not at all because.
So it's
I
real,
have-
but it's real, but was it a setup? Was it a plan?
What, Corona?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I want to
I think
say
it just happened naturally.
no. Bullshit. That shit was in a lab, all right, and
Yeah.
that shit came out and leaked out, and then they didn't know how to seal the fucking how to put a lid on the can. They didn't know how to do it. Okay, then they let it go. And
You
then
think they did it in
was like
China?
a
You think
culling,
China did it? You're
and
buying
then-
that
and then
story?
it was
China
a
did it.
culling.
Yeah.
It's a culling. Okay, which is to it's to thin out the herd
Yeah.
a little bit, and we need to thin out
So
the
you
herd
can
every
kill
once
some
in a
people,
while.
yeah, right.
Every once in a while, the
There's
herd
7
needs
billion
to be-
people. The rich want to get it down to like 3 or 4.
It would be lovely. It would be lovely.
As
Shit.
long as it's not me that goes, right?
Exactly.
So how do we
So I
decide?
can stay here and see what the fuck is going on.
Right. That's why I'm outside, because I don't want anything to happen while I'm. Well, I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, you know.
So Biden is going to win.
Nah, hell no.
Why not?
I don't know.
And is coronavirus a farce? I didn't get your opinion.
Is it a what?
Is it a farce? Is it fake? Is it? Did it leak out?
Nah,
did it
it's
fart?
definitely
Did it
not
squeak
fake.
out
There's definitely
a
something-
rat's ass?
There's definitely
And
something
in China?
going around. Who knows where the source is coming from? We'll never know.
So some people are
Someone
getting
knows.
sick,
Yeah,
people
for
are
sure.
not-
But,
but-
people get sick every day. Is the point,
and they die every day.
and they die every day.
So the evidence is that millions and millions of cases, small amount of death. So they had the whole story wrong, and they're still driving people to walk around with scary masks on.
Oh,
Oh,
what's
shit.
happening now
new
is
normals, these new normals that
Yeah.
are gonna come about because of the coronavirus. Is gonna bother us. I
Right.
mean, you know what it is for us from now on. Every store you go to, you're gonna have to have a mask and fucking gloves on for a year, at least.
What do you think of that? You're gonna wear a mask every time you go into the candy store?
I'm just gonna play the game for as long as
Play the game.
Yeah, that's all you got to do because I don't want any crazy attention coming my way. Just
Right.
play the game until the game's over.
I had a cop tell me yesterday, put your fucking mask on.
Just play the game.
Right by the hospital.
Play the game.
I was reporting by the hospital, and he followed me around and he told me, put your fucking mask on.
Play the
I went
game.
into the fucking hospital, and the first thing they did was took and wanded my forehead, all right, to see for temperature. And
So you were
everything
inside of a
like
New
that.
York hospital. Did you see any?
Damn right.
You see
And they
any?
stuck a Q-tip up my nose so hard that it fucking wanted to come out of my fucking tear duct. Okay.
You should feel honored, though. You got tested. You're one of the
Yes,
few.
I did. I sure did.
You feel good about that
Asymptomatic.
fucking thing up your nose.
Asymptomatic, man.
Symptomatic.
I was glad.
So, did you see a lot of suffering in the hospital while you were in there?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
I see you.
And
What did you
and
say?
the way things were closed, like all rooms were closed. All the rooms were closed. The food that they gave you was everything was packaged. It wasn't nothing was cooked. Nothing. Everything was just packaged and brought to you. And really, the number one thing, it was Corona, and it wasn't about. For instance, I have a bad leg, and I'm having a trouble with my leg. And I don't have a hospital right now that will pay attention to me about my leg.
You can't even get in the hospital because they're paying attention to
They're
the
paying attention to
corona.
Corona.
You got corona? Come on in.
Chicken. From chickens.
Hey, good.
Right? Because it was from chickens, right?
I say rats. Well, bats. Bats.
Bats.
Squeaked out a bat's ass. Hey, good talking to you guys.
All right.